Hello, welcome back into the Eau Claire Soccer Park in Eau Claire, Wisconsin for some 2026 U.S. National Championship action here. We're going to follow along with Shadow Pack again. This is the first round playoff match. The number 1 seeded Shadow Pack versus number 4 seed, which is Kubb and Get Us from Manco, Wisconsin, I believe. We're going to be here in the foregrounds of this matchup. We're going to take you through on this video all the different rounds we faced, as we have the king toss there. Looked to be pretty close to the king. His throw from the other team went past the king. Mats didn't quite make it. Looks like measurement wise here, gonna rethrow him. I'm making that sign like we're gonna rethrow. Here comes a rare rethrow. Matt's gonna say, oh, yours is shorter than Mars, as he dropped it there. Rethrows. They both knock it over. So both throw, both knock it over. We're going to go to a third king toss here. Don't see this very often to start this out. Oh, that one's close as well. 3 identical tosses in a row. And I don't remember if we won it or not. The king toss. You know, especially in a playoff like this, if we take batons, we won it. I seem happy, and I think I see 4 batons in Matt's hand, so it looks like, yep, we must have won. And we're going to throw first. They're going to keep that side they like down there. So this is a 3-person team we're playing against here. As game 1 opens up, this is the first round, so they would have finished 4th in their bracket against us here. Going to come out strong with Ethan here for the first baton toss. And gets it. Matt Green stepping in here now. And 2 for 2. Good solid start for us there. So we went through the morning 3-0 in group play. Not really challenged in any of our games as well. Sometimes it's nice to get a challenge and feel like you get a little pressure put on you to get you into another gear. Well, Kubb and Get Us put pressure on us. 4 baton return. 0 for 2 so far. That one almost takes out both. Gets the 1. And gonna leave a line. Now, so far, we've been perfect on if they give us a line, putting them away. Can we do it here? I'm going to get an idea, so you saw me there kind of step up to where the advantage line is going to be, looking for a spot that I want this to land into. Now, obviously, I've got to throw that from the back line, but the idea there, let's do a little analyzation. Let's figure out where we want this cube to be so that when I throw it deep, I'm looking for a spot. I want to hit it because obviously I'm going to try to get a double here. So now when I step up, I want that, once again, that about 4 meters. So can I get a double here? And the baton crashes through there, but no double. But still way ahead in the math here. Another one there. Red zone +1 here. Matt Green stepping up. And a miss. Gets that one. Good awareness by the spectator there. A lot of times you see spectators walk right through as people are trying to throw. She waited. Good etiquette there, waiting for Matt to throw before she moves through. Ethan here, he's money. And looks like we'll continue our streak of every time we have been given an advantage line, we win, and we do. We take game 1 early. Our opponents only throw 4 batons in that first game, and we make short work of that. So now we move into game number 2. as we kind of mentioned in the last video, a lot of Ethan's family came up there. You can see behind us on our sidelines, Ethan's two sisters and his dad and his mom just kind of off camera there, all spectating this matchup with us. A lot of fun to have them along. Kubb and Get Us get nothing on their first two tosses, so 4 baton return for us to see how we, if we can take a stranglehold in this match. That looked good. Yep, he gets the first one. So he's going to stay right there with that second baton. So we give him 2 to start out with. If you hit, you stay. That one just misses, just short. Matt's going to step up now with baton number 3. Nice bounce into it. Gets 2. Here I come. Can I add an 8? Nice, I do. Our last video, I felt like I had a decent 8-meter game, but I didn't think I hit an 8-meter shot the last video at all. Start off with a strong one there. So we get 3. Near perfect on our return here. And how will the opponent group these up? So far, it looks like they're a little spread there. It's going to take a second to collect himself. Gets that one. Is it going to make it? Looks like Matt says it will. Chance to get that in tons, but it's looking like it's going to take 3 here. Needing to get back into this match quickly. It's a wiggler, wiggles it, but it stays up. That one overshoots everything. He's upset with himself there. Gets the second one, kind of going for a double. Got the one behind it. Now he gets the one in front. 2 batons left for 1 field cube. Missed it there. And gets it. So at least to not leave an advantage line. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. We're going to try a couple different effects in this video. See which one I like better. I obviously learned my lesson with that big Kubb.com logo in the corner. I think for our Sunday matches, I changed that up and got rid of that. At least I hope I did. That's what my memory is telling me that I did. So we're going to do some zoomed in looks. We're going to use some magnifying glasses later. We're going to see which ones we like better as we go along here for future videos. 3 in play, 2 right along the sidelines. Good shot there. Gets those 2. Now looking for that single here. Ooh, put a little extra on it and flying right over the tower. And don't collect it. So Matt's got to step in here, but we're still in the red zone. A little 2 for 2 for Ethan here could put this all away. Can he end it? Oh, first one is just to the side. Ooh, that one's also just good rotation. Good distance, is just off to the side. So Matt Green's going to step up with his last baton and gets it 1 for 1. So we're going to change things up. They're going to come over here. They're going to play on the left side this time. That one bounces out. Don't know if there was something about that right side he didn't like. He's going to stay out here on the left. So he's going to have 4 to throw in. 3 in there now, 1 rethrow here. Trying to keep it away from a penalty. And he does. See, this is where, you know, on this side, that would be a decent little lefty shot. But hey, look, he gets it. Who needs a lefty? Almost cleared it in, too. Little discussion about who's going to do what. Oh, hits it, but it stays up. And gets it with the second one. So how many 8s can we add in here? Can we get the pressure put on? 1 for 2. It's the first one off the back line, and we're going to have 5 in play. Shadow Pack needing to clear 1 more off the back line to try to get a 2-0 victory here. Some good looking Kubbs in here lined up along the sideline. Checking to see if these all make it in. Looks like based on these raises and shunting I see, we think they're all going to be in. Going to play the split and back there. So some action. There's something along the sideline. Jesse's, that's me obviously out there trying to figure out where I'm going to go for this. A little indecision, kind of asking, do you want me to stay at the pin? Do you want me to try to come in at an angle? I'm just going to stay right along the pin here. Try to hit right between the white and the blue. Got those three. Hard to get both these last ones here. Crash right into that pin and still get that one down. I don't know about all you blasters out there, but my approach, that one was already down. That was pretty. Looked like an excellent double. The one in the back was already down anyway, so that won't matter. Matt Green here in the red zone. Can he put it away? He can. Perfect through. Ethan's got one. Matt's got a backup one, and this game, or match one of the playoffs is over. First round, 2-0 dominating win for Shadow Pack there. Advanced to second round. Playing the winner of the game, going on behind us there in the green, is Aaron Elringer from the Ringers. And then they're playing a game there against Smith & Company. And we're going to be playing the winner of those guys here in the continuation of this video as we cut to a break and be right back. And reveal, Smith & Company win that matchup against the L Ringers. So the second round playoff matchup is against Smith & Company. It's a four-person team here. We've got 2 players there in like the grayish white shirts. Oh, 5, that's right, there's 5. There's the orange shirt, who is the driller. And then we have orange hat, who I've learned is Lars Nelson from Eau Claire. He was hilarious in this match. You'll see some of his antics highlighted a little later here. Matt loses another king toss. We were giving him quite the hard time throughout the day, losing some of these early on. Although you could argue that was a foot fault there on the opposing side, but we're going to start game 1. They win, take the sticks, we take the side. I think this was part of the day where we started getting a little bit of a breeze kind of coming at our backs there on that side. So we're on the far side for this game, and there's at times a little bit of a breeze or a cross breeze kind of at our backs. So you kind of see that in their shirts breezing through there. There's Lars saying hello to the camera. And they go 0 for 2 to start. That one flies by. Passes that baton on. Matt here. Misses. He wants to go again. I call him off. Generally the rule is if you miss, you pass. I know he really liked his throw. He felt like he was going to hit there with the second baton, but I call him off there. If you do that, you got to hit, right? You got to hit this 8-meter, and you miss too. I quickly passed it off to Ethan. I was not happy with myself there, and I know Matt is a little frustrated. I think he felt like he was going to hit one there. So now Ethan, second toss. And that's not the way to start, as he's going to show us there, as everybody's 0 for 6. That was a surprising look on Lars's face there. So, back to the traditional 6-baton start. If you played in this game long enough, you remember a time where the opening team started with 6 batons. 2-4-6 eliminated that a long time ago. What can Smith & Company do here to put pressure on Will? Shadow Pack finally gets some pressure put on. That was awfully close, but still a miss. Couple of lefties here on this Smith & Company. That one's out in the middle somewhere. He's not very happy with that effort. So they got 2 lefties and a stepper. You see that step in a lot of rotations. It's kind of like the bags throw or the cornhole throw there. 1 for 2. So now Lars will step up here. baton 5, I believe. Gets that one, so +2. And now their 6th player, or 5th player will step up with baton 6. Gets that one. So +3 there for Smith and Company. Feeling good about that. Hugs go around here now. Looking to capitalize and potentially hand Shadow Pack their first loss of the day. 3 out there. Might have a Kubb along the front. That's what he's checking there. Trying to see. It's be in, coming towards the pin. So 1 rethrow, but we got a split there. So can he get it in there? No. That looks like it might be a penalty. You see the head shake. He doesn't think it's going to be good, and it's not. Ethan concedes it as a penalty. And now down 3 field Kubbs, now facing a penalty. Asking for a baton straight away, not a lot of discussion there. 5 baselines, I think that's a solid play. Can't really hide that anywhere around the field, and it would be an opportunity for a baseline double, especially without how hard I throw. So put it behind the king. Might get lucky, might take out the king here. Now I'm going to come down the line and try to get this in 1. I'm going to try to take a little risky shot. I actually got kind of lucky that I got anything. It skipped in front. Now we're going to have a conversation. Which one do you want? Let me take the king. Let me take the pin. I say I'm going to take the pin. I'm going to take a little bit of an angle here. It's kind of leaning behind the post there. Not a lot to shoot at, and I go right over top. Not a good time for a miss. Ethan steps in, gets it right there. Put it kind of offset behind the king. That's not a problem for Ethan, and he almost gets a field base double. So Matt Green here, needing to come in clutch. We're looking for a 2 for 2. Starts it off nice. Pushes the first one over. And gets 2 for 2 clutch in there. So we fight back now. Zoom in a bit for their driller. Take a look at them with 5 in play. That one's going to bounce away a bit. That's going to crash into the one on the ground, but at least it doesn't skip off. Gonna have at least 1, maybe 2 rethrows. Let's take a look here. Don't have the best view. Let's see. 1 for sure. We're gonna say just 1. Rethrow's gonna stay out there a bit. Yeah, so when these are raised up, there's some action there to maybe get it in 2 if you're lucky. Could be 3, could be 4. That one bounces. Now we've got junk in the way and a baton. So 2 for 2. That just gets 1 each. Can we get a double in here? One of the lefties is going to step up. Hits that one. Not hard enough for it to move over to the other Kubb. Still have 2. That's a miss. So we got 2 batons left, 2 Kubbs still left. Go to the other lefty here. Gets the first one. And now we're looking at a pressure clear. Shadow Pack's able to win from all their advantage lines so far. Will Smith and Company leave one? They will not. Good pressure clear there. Lars is feeling good about that. Zoom in a little bit here. Get a little better look at this 5 Kubb start. Perfect start on that first one. That'll block off a little bit, but that's okay. 3's in a good spot. 4's in a good spot. 5 is going to be a rethrow. Yep. Comes into clearing that right away, a rethrow. Kubbs in there right along the post are going to be, there's one right in the post, which is good. The other ones are going to be out a little bit into the field, so is that one. So this one that stood up won't look as impressive, but still you have a lot there to blow up. Lots of corner faces staring at you here. You got to give it a little extra, knock everything down. Ooh, almost got all 5. Good start here. Ooh, that one came right off the Kubb and almost got a field to baseline double. We'll stay right here with the zoomed in look as we've got these 3 baselines remaining. We're in the red zone all of a sudden. That one just misses, and now we're out of the red zone. Oh, that one, poor rotation, skips over, Matt goes 0 for 2. Red zone meaning, for those who are kind of newer to Kubb videos, meaning you have enough batons to win in that turn. Similar to like in football, when you get down inside the 20, you're in the red zone, you're in a position to score a touchdown. Here in Kubb, if you have enough batons to hit the remaining baselines and the king in your turn, we call it the red zone. Ethan, 2 for 2. So we go from a slow start to taking the baseline field Kubb count lead. Here I come over to have a little fun with the other team. Looking at some pressure being put on Smith & Company for the first time. I only have 2 baselines left. Last round, first kind of questionable group. Had a little spread. Had some tough luck blasting, but was able to get out of it without leaving a line. Now this looks like a really nice start to this pile. Some good control with it skipping up in there. He's happy. Lars is happy. Everybody's happy on their side. Looking for some cowbell there. You have to settle for baton on baton action. Gonna set up nicely. Got some options here from straight down the line to out a little bit. Gonna adjust this a little bit. Try to see what he's seeing as he throws that in there. He gets the whole left side. He wanted more, but that's acceptable. Little junk in there, gonna have to hit it high up on the Kubbs to clear through, and pushes right through the middle. So, sure he wanted more, but it's in a good spot here. 2 more. Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he gave a little glance. Got the front one and the back one. Doable shot here. Gets the back one. So, now a little cleanup job, and he gets it. 2 batons left. Oh, misses that one. So, if you've been doing the math, they're not in the red zone anymore. And they get the 1, which they're happy about. Going +1. Still here in game 1. Down now 8 in play. This is the first time we feel like maybe Shadowpack's in a position where they can win. Well, technically we were last round, but we had to be perfect over the last 3 or 4 batons to win. Here, 1 baseline remaining, we are thinking we're in a position to win it right here. This pile starting off, you'll notice has some space between the pin and that group out there. And now we've got a bounce off there. Ethan trying to go with a little goofy cut to fill in that gap between the primary group and those 2 back behind it, but that one's going to skip off. So if we're doing the math, that those 3, 1 out by the king, the 2 back behind there, those are going to cost maybe 3 additional batons. So you're looking at needing a big blast here. Jesse Fraim's going to step up here and look at this pile. There's some potential, but you got to hit right between that red and the blue on the front. And rotation was really off, and it bounces over. And I do it twice in a row, which you just can't have. So now we go from a situation where, as I said, those 3 in the back area of the field could cost 3. That costs 3. I've already wasted 2. We got to get this front part of this group down in 1 to get out of this without leaving on the advantage line. Not in a good spot here. That is not good either. Just gets the front one. Now we need a whole lot of good to happen to just get out of here. 3 batons gone. Only 1 field of these 6 or these 8 cleared. That kind of hits where we originally wanted the baton to hit the first throw, but that was on baton throw 4. So Matt in a real bad spot. 5 to get, 2 batons, no real way to clear this out. So which ones are we going to clear? Goes for the double, it hits the first one and it all stays up. So he only has 1 more baton and 5. I think this is where we start the debate of, do we go for more Kubbs or do we try to see if somehow we get another turn? I think my discussion was this one that's out here, this blue up that's out by the king. I was saying, let's go after that one. We're going to leave an advantage line no matter what. The difference between how close to that center line between that blue one and that white one that there's not that much. So the discussion was, do you go after one of these two doubles on our left-hand side to try to get more Kubbs up, or do you go after that one to put, that was obviously in a position we do not want it. So that's what we decide, but we miss it anyway. So I think that's what that discussion was about, is which one of these do you try to hit a double, or maybe try to get a miracle quad to push Kubbs in play, or do you try to eliminate that one Kubb that's kind of off on its own? We elected to go that route, didn't work out. And now Smith and Company is in a great position to take this game and have a lot of positive momentum. It'd be the Shadow Pack's first loss of the day if it were to happen, and put a lot of pressure. They'd have wind at their back in game 2. Whole team out there, all 5 of them. So when they're all out there, you can't really see much of what's going on. Looks like a spear throw there, which you can throw a spear from an advantage line. Looks like you got one. There's 2 more out there. Threw it over the top of the first one, got the second one. So we are potentially looking at there who's trying to get maybe a double. It dies off, so a little bit of pressure here. We got 2 shots at this, though. Have this shot at another one to get the last baseline before the king. Takes all the drama out of it, hits that last one, and they'll have extra for the king as well. It falls. Almost needed the extra one there. Swept out the bottom of the king, and it spins and falls, and they'll win game 1. That was our first loss on the day here, and we'll go into game number 2. Sometimes a loss such as that, where we start slow and left an advantage line, went for more higher risk, higher reward shots, and it didn't pay off, can be a nice awakening, like a bit of a rude awakening for us to see how we play. I noticed I took off I have these sun sleeves to try not to get burnt to a crisp on the first day of this tournament. I noticed those are gone now, so I must have been trying to at least internally blame those for some more bad misses. Ethan starts out 1 for 1 here. Ooh, Matt, rotation looked good, but was off to the right. So +1. Smith and Company coming off that win. Feeling good here. What can they do in the 4 baton first turn? Their return from the open here. Lars is going to blast. Gets it. How many of the 3 remaining batons will connect with the baseline? Front one first throw hits way in front and doesn't connect. Now the Kingslayer from game 1 comes in, is just left of that to our right of that Kubb. And they miss. So therefore, kind of flipping the roles here. We started cold last game and then came back and they put it away in game 1. They're starting cold in game 2. Now, so I usually throw that 1 baton or 1 Kubb on the left side, but we already eliminated one that was on the left side, so I'm putting it on the right to give more opportunity for that baton to carry to the back line, more options on the baseline. Ooh, that adjustment just like that. That's what we're hoping for. We're kind of lining it up to see if the baton or the Kubb will go back to that back line. Now that one's just missed, but Matt, so 2 in a row, 1 left, 1 right, 1 over for him. Ethan's gonna step up here, really use a nice 2 for 2 here, put a lot of pressure on Smith and Company. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That crashes out way early, but still gets back into the baseline and gets 2 for 2 there. I still have 1. Can I add to the 8-meter game? That looked good. I can. And get that bonus 8-meter from a blaster, and we take a big lead here. 4 in play, all from their back line. And now roles were completely reversed. Okay, oh, nice spin on top. It almost stays up. They're looking at a turn where they need to get some cubes in play, or this is looking to be a quick game 2. 1 cube out on the right-hand side. The rest of them there. Pretty good for Lars the Blaster. Hit that front corner, the right corner. As we're looking at it here, that front cube could get all 3. Missed the spot a little bit, but still got the 2. He's going to step over and see. And maybe not trying to get a double, but once again doing that positioning, knowing that if he hits that corner, that cube will move, the baton will move to our left. Just missed it though. So they're going to come right down the line and just go 1 for 1. But that'll eat up batons. It's baton 3, baton 4. So 4 batons to clear the 4. 2 baselines. Batons left for the baselines. That just was short. Nice. It was like a Michael Jackson spin and leg kick there. And they're down to their last baton here in this turn. Ooh, that one airmailed over everything. So, yeah, big breath there by me knowing that, okay, we need to take care of business right here and get out of this second game and get into game 3. Bad camera awareness by me as I'm standing right in the way there. Notice that this kind of positioning, if you're on this side, a lot of times your teammate, the camera's on the other side, just kind of gets blocked off on this corner from the camera view. I'll have to remember that for the future. So 4 out there. And, ooh, another skip. I'm having some skip issues here. But there we go. That's what we're looking for in the first baton. So good job to come right back and get that. But that's 3 skip overs here in this matchup so far. Ethan wasting no time. There's no drama here. He's going to get that last one and the king. And we take care of business here in game 2. So we'll go to the third game. Here in the playoffs, everything's best of 3. In the morning rounds, it was best of 2. So that we did remember it was cube count, 1 point for every baseline you got, 2 for the king. Here in the playoffs, it's winner take all here in game number 3. So whoever wins this game will eliminate the other team from the championship bracket. Lars will go first and just wide. And that one's just wide. So starting game 3 cold again. Getting right into the 4 baton return. Once again, we're going to have Ethan with 2 batons in his hand. Hoping we can ride some momentum from game 2 and get a 2 for 2 performance here to add a lot of pressure. Yep. First one's right through. For a copy paste here. That one is true. And it hits, lands early, but skips right through. Now Matt, who's missed I think 3 in a row, gets one there. Back on track and can get a bonus, a blaster 8-meter. Kind of feels like a bonus cube when we can get it. And I get it too. There we go. So we +4. We're going to try the other approach here on these. This is going to be not zooming in at the main camera, just kind of putting a magnifier up there to get a look at that landing area. So you still see the surroundings of the teammates, us approaching. We'll see here in post when I get it up there on YouTube, see which one I like better. +4 round by Shadow Pack in game 3. Gonna take a stranglehold here. Now Smith & Company's having nightmares in game 2 when we just put it away. In the round where they needed to put some pressure on, they could not. They went +0. So here they really need to get some Kubbs involved. That has to be raised towards the pin. These other ones, I'm trying to figure out where we want them. And now Lars is step up here, looking to blast those three along the sideline. Ooh, 2 of the 3 down, rocked the third one. Now we're going to have a baton and a Kubb kind of blocking off the front part of that, and still have a little bit of the pin in the way as well. He's going to step over and take the clean one. He'll leave the shot with the junk in the way to his teammate. Steps up and bounces over the top. And in walks the next teammate. Does exactly the same thing. He's not very happy with himself there. Proclaimed wow as he walked away. That one's wide right, and now we're in a situation where we need a pressure clear. You saw Lars there stick his head in like, wow, I can't believe this happened. Yeah, there's a miss, and sad face. Classic. That should probably be a meme or a sticker somewhere out there in the Kubb world. So, advantage line. So not that long ago, just a few minutes ago, we were thinking Smith & Company somehow, wins game 1. They could put some pressure in game 2. Maybe it's an early exit for Shadow Pack, but now we're looking at another advantage. Oh, there is a penalty. Thrown by Ethan. Lars going to look down. It's going to be 2 well-placed Kubbs there, and then where would they put the penalty? They tried behind the king when there was baseline full, so now I think they're going to try to find a spot out there. Where am I going? Oh, trying to look at Matt's feet here. Trying to find a spot out there. So Matt, like once again we talked about in the first video, Matt does even though I'm a blaster of the team, Matt will throw from the advantage line and keep me more for 4-meter shots. I like that distance at 4 meters. I'm very comfortable with it, so I try to take as many of those as I can. Matt joking with the other sideline there. Thought he'd get it at 1. He does not. So now I think, I'm going to walk over. And what I'm looking at here, I'm going to take the shot. I'm telling you that I'm going to take it, but I want to make it a 4-meter shot. So I'm going to do a little walk off. And you see me measure from the baseline to the Kubb. And now I'm going to take that same measurement back. I'm going to turn this odd distance into 4 meters. So that's my crude measuring system to make this what I've been throwing the entire time, 4 meters. So I get a 4-meter shot. I get that one. Now this one from the advantage line is a 4-meter shot. So just continue to do what I do at 4 meters. Get both of those. And then Ethan kills the king, and our advantage line streak continues, and we win that matchup. So we win that 2-1, advance to the 3rd round of the playoffs. 3rd round of the playoffs is the matchup to get to Sunday. So here, this will be cutting off shortly here and going to that match. We had a bit of a technical problem. So in an earlier match, when we set up the camera, it zoomed in unexpectedly and unknowingly, and we didn't know that happened. So here, you see us getting ready for the next game, and that happens in our game to go to Sunday. And you'll see when we skip over to that game, we're going to be at the end of game number 1 and starting game number 2 with it zoomed in. So you get an idea of what we see. Hey, there's everybody there, all the Forney clan from Nebraska and from Minnesota and all over that came to support us. That's the end of that game, and as we come up to our game to get into Sunday, it is super zoomed in, so you can't really see. We won game 1, and this is here as we're setting up. You'll see on the other side, this is a team, the Kubb Squirrels. We're very familiar with them, playing them for over a decade. We've got Kyle Weekland and Paul Weekland there on the right and the left. They play with Dan Ivanuk. The 2 Weekland brothers are from Kent, Ohio, and Dan is from Rockton, Illinois. We've had to play Dan, I believe, 3 years in a row in the match to get to Sunday. He played with the Chippewaffles that 3 years ago when we played them. And then this last 2 years, last year and this year, 25 and 26, we played the Kubb Squirrels in the match to get to Sunday. So this is the start of game 2. The camera will correct. Good story there. So we got Neil, who's the third Weekland brother, messaged JR, who's a Michigan Kubb player that was watching this matchup, to let us know that the camera was super zoomed in, and we were able to correct it here as we get towards I think JR is coming over here and is sharing. You can see they're talking about how the camera is zoomed in, so he's going to come over eventually here and tell me, and we're going to get that corrected. So zoomed in, you couldn't really see what the Kubb Squirrels did. We know one of the Weekland brothers got a baseline, so we're going to have the one Kubb in play on the 4-baton return. Be able to see if I hit this. I do. And I think shortly after this, then I adjust the camera as JR tells me what's going on, and we'll get the camera zoomed back out. We'll be able to take over like normal here with our normal views. Now there's me moving the camera around. Ethan goes 1 for 1. And there it is. Zoom back out for Ethan's second shot. He goes 2 for 2. I clear in 1. Ethan goes 2 for 2 here in game 2. And then there's Matt Green with a baton still, and that one's a miss. We're going to stick with a magnifier glass here so we can kind of see as those cubes come in. The magnifier then allows you to see as it hits the ground how they react. Kind of like the look of that. So those might be split. Matt on the midline, me on the sideline. So there we got Ethan and Kyle down there looking down the sidelines here, trying to see if that's in or out. Looks like they're gonna be in, and the other one was short, so Dan's gonna have a rethrow here, and he nestles that one in. I get my approval there, my approval claps on that rethrow, and they're in business. That's lined up pretty nicely there. If you come right down the line and crash into that, you should get all 3. Dan's going to take a step back. And just some tough luck. Got the first 2. Rock that third one. Doesn't go down. We'll stay right here. Oh, just over top. That's exactly what he was going for, was that a chance to do a double, but just over the top of the field Kubb, and gets the baseline, but premature. As they like to say on the East Coast, a premature squirrel. Well, it's named very well here with the Kubb Squirrels on the other side. Kyle gets that one. 3 batons left for these 4 baselines. Down a game, needing some positive stuff to happen here. Just a beautiful shot there. Slow half rotation. A little more loft to it than I remember in the past. Gets that one there. Paul steps up. Good rotation. Just crashes out in front, bounces over, but otherwise looked to be good rotation. Same thing. Copy paste on those 2. Exactly the same outcome. Just as easily could have been 2 more hits. They go +1. Now we're going to watch Ethan and what his Kubbs do across the pitch there. Not happy with that one. First one hits and stays out there. That one hits and stays too. He's not happy about that one either. And gets that one to lean up against it. So a little bit to work with out there, but it'll be out in the middle. They're going to look at this. They've got 3 fence. Readjust the king a little bit. 3 white Kubbs building a fence across the front, and then 1 behind it. Don't really know where I'm shooting here. Don't want to clear out the middle. Okay, yeah. See, a lot of times people go at that middle one, and then it's going to add more more batons. So here we want to make it at least 3. Yep, and we will make it 3. You know, they could very easily in that situation take out the middle 2, and then you end up needing 2 more shots to get those. Man, almost got the double of the one that was already down. So Ethan with 2 batons in hand. We got 3. There's these 2 and then 1 off to the left. Looking to add more pressure here. Try to take game 2 early. Gets a nice kick on his second baton. It missed, but kicked the end kicked out and got a hit on that. Matt still working on the aim there. It's a little off to the right still. So we go +1. We have the baseline lead, but you'd much rather be in the Kubb Squirrels position with the batons and the Kubbs in your hands. You're in control. Needing a win here in game 2 to push it through to a game 3. The winner of this matchup goes to Sunday. The loser will play in the T17 tournament, but everybody's here to play on Sunday. That's what they want. 1 rethrow. Good pile, it looks like, out there. Won't be very deep. A lot of these cubes are more what we call vertical than horizontal, so like north-south and east, than lane east-west, so they're set up. Not a lot of spread. Dan's kind of standing halfway down. He's thinking, let's go out here. Maybe got 1 shot here from the 3 on the right, and then come right down the line for the 2 on the left, on our left here. We'll see what Dan does. Going right after the 3, and he gets 4, so even better than he thought. Dan's been blasting real well here in this matchup. Gets that one. Gets him in a position here to be red zone. 4 batons left. 4 things to hit. They have 3 baselines and a king, so we're officially in the red zone here for the Kubb Squirrels. Beautiful shot. You see Dan's little fist pump there as that goes through. Kyle looking to go 2 for 2 here. Ooh, almost landed it right on top. Talk about how whoever came up with how long a baton will be. They landed right in front of it and didn't hit it. It was just long enough to catapult over the top. Just a beautiful game. That one misses as well. And that one hits. So a couple misses there. I'm sure Kyle's thinking about, opportunity missed, but still +2. Take the lead back. And how can Ethan answer? So we'll take a look at these. They're kind of bouncing way out there to the left and going right. So we're going to have a little bigger look here as those come in there. That one went goofy. Goofy meaning that it went from the right to the left like those. Typically you see a Kubb go from left to right. Those last 3 attempts from Ethan, as you have a kind of a V shape develop along there. There's an opening from the out of bounds side of the stake to the inbound side of the pitch. He was trying to hit it out of bounds on purpose with that rotation that it would go from right to left and come inbounds. Gonna have some good action over there. There's going to be a couple different ways you can attack this pile. Right down the baseline or kind of out in the middle, and I'm going to choose out in the middle. See how this goes for me here. Ooh, almost got everything, including the one behind. So clear out all but 1, and almost got, my job there is to clear everything out with my 2 and give extra batons to the 8-meter folks. Almost do that, but leave 1 standing. So now Matt Green has to come in here and clean this up. Zoom in a little bit. You see that hit the junk in front and did not get it. And that one hits the junk again. So that shows you sometimes what happens in Kubb. I rocked that one. Almost got to go down, and it doesn't. It ends up costing 3 more batons to clear that one out. And we go from a turn where it looked like maybe we could end it to, can we try to tie it on the baseline count? Needing an 8 here from Ethan to get it to 8 in play, and he gets it. So 8 in play. Kubb Squirrels way in front momentum-wise. Looking to force game 3, which would be a winner-take-all. And once again, the winner would advance to play on Sunday. Decent start so far. There's one out there that is kind of more horizontal that might block him from getting more block spin behind it. He's doing a good job of trying to land it and get them to jump up and over. That one's going to jump up. That one's going to be short. A couple more throws. Forces that back down into the spot he wanted it anyway. And looks like there's going to be maybe 2 short ones to rethrow. That's what he does have. That one behind it probably has to go with the blue side up, which, ooh, that one's going to be right in there now, right next to it. And that one will roll right next to it. 2 really good rethrows from Dan Ivanuk there. So when these stand up, it's going to look really good. From either right down the line or from outright, where Dan's looking at that as, okay, let's go from right here. Hit that blue one on that front face. It's exactly what he does. And oh my goodness, so much happened here. We're going to take another look at it because there's going to be a conversation about what happened, which ones are up. They think, did this blue one go down? Did the white one go down? I believe in this. They decide that the white one is down. So you see it rocks. Everything rocks. The white one's leaning on one of the blue ones. That's what Matt was just testing. He determined that white one was down. So really the only ones that are still up are the 3 blue top ups. Yeah. The white top up they had just tested before the replay, and they determined it would go down if it wasn't leaning on the other blue one. So that one's deemed as down. So there's 3 left here. And he hits the one that the white one was leaning on. So we've got 2 left here. 2 left. And they're in the red zone. Oh, hits off the post and rejects straight back. That one almost gets both of them. Let's watch a replay of this as this baton comes through. And as he releases that, it's so close to nudging the rest of the blocks laid down into that one, and the baton almost clears it, but it does not. And so now we're in a situation where they cannot win on theirs. That one comes through and clears out the field. That one you see with the white up is down. That's still standing. He needs that last blue one there on the back line. And just misses to the side. So I think both teams here thinking their last turn was a little bit of a disappointment. But Shadow Pack is going to get the first chance at the round of 8 in play, or with just 1 baseline. So last turn they had 2 baselines. They had to get that even through taking 3 batons to get the last field. They were able to go +1. So now there's just the 1 baseline Kubb left. We're going to get a zoomed in look here of me trying to come right down the line here at this group of 4 or 5. See what we can do here. Not a whole lot. I think it hit the stake and absorbed some of the momentum there. Comes back. Oh, nice blast there, but there's still 2. So Matt, after last round, gets right up there and throws and wipes it all out. So now Ethan. And that was a clutch shot by Matt. I know he was very upset last round about his 2 throws. So step right in. He was not hesitant. I'll step right up, threw right away, did not stand over the baton, and threw with some confidence. That one gets it, and now 1 king away from advancing to Sunday. Swipes it out, and that is it. Shadow Pack wins 2-0 over the Kubb Squirrels. And will return for Sunday morning play. So the top 16 teams in the nation return on Sunday morning, and we'll be in a video coming up here in the coming week or so to be posted on YouTube of how we do on Sunday morning. See, the Forney clan there is out there to congratulate us. That's kind of the cool thing, is as you kind of wrap up the day. It's a long day, all day long, starting early in the morning, going until the middle of the afternoon, playing all these teams. And as these other teams finish up, we've got the Tiger Snipers, who are good friends of ours. They also made it to Sunday. They coming over and congratulating us, watching the end of ours. Always a really cool time. But we'll have Sunday action here shortly. There's our shot. They always take pictures of holding the Sunday flag. And we'll see how we did on Sunday in the future here. We'll see you next time.